Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today are Shubhayan Chakraborty, Debashish Sen, and Shomik Chakraborty. Last night, the India Under 19 team had a phenomenal win over South Africa Under 19 in the Under 19 World Cup semi final, thanks to two incredible knocks by Sachin Das and Uday Sharan. Whereas, on the other hand, today we are likely to get the India squad for the third test match against England. We'll discuss all of that and more, but let's go over to the under 19 semi final win first. Shubhayan, Sachin Das had a pivotal role in India's semi final victory, particularly in the context of the team's top order collapse. What were you thinking when you saw that knock?
It's not Das, it's Das. Sachin
Das.
Das from Maharashtra. A very good, talented player. He is basically an opener. He has played as an opener in age group cricket, but due to the team combination, his power hitting abilities, the team management decided to give him that finisher's role. And boy, he has really excelled in that role. But a huge shout out to Captain Uday Saran as well, who has been excellent in this tournament, scoring 50s for fun. If I look at his numbers, 64, 75, 35, 34, 100 against Nepal, 81 against South Africa. He has been on absolute fire in that middle order. So they did, and these two, Sachin Das and Uday Saran, stitched a 200 run plus partnership against Nepal as well to help them win the match, and they continued their partnership, their bonding, their chemistry on the crease against South Africa, and that was by far one of the best partnerships in recent under 19 World Cup history.
Devashish, how significant was Uday Saran's contribution as captain in guiding India to victory, especially considering his match winning knock of 81 runs?
Yeah, absolutely. It has been a truly a captain's knock, means leading from the front when the team was lost those four early wickets for 32 runs, and then and remember it was Sachin Das who was scoring free flowingly. Means initially he looked in some sort of trouble, Uday Saran, but he was only giving strikes. And the best part of this partnership has to be the ones and twos, the manner in which they ran, they converted the ones into twos, the singles, and that has been the trademark of that 171 run partnership. And Sachin Das, oh boy, what's up? The short arm jab, the manner in which he pulled every fast bowler, that has been the trademark of that innings. Means of that 96 runs. Unfortunately, he did not went on to score that 100, but he did score 100. He was promoted in the match against Nepal, where he scored 100, and now he back it up with a 96. So now, I think that has to be a top knock. And talking about Uday Shaharan, means obviously that showed a lot of maturity. Means obviously to graft in his innings, because when he was not going great guns, he gave strike to he rotated the strike continuously and gave the strike to the Sachin, and once they uh, and that made South Africa's bowling look very ordinary. Means I mean, very rarely you will find a team 32 for 4, and then from there on striking a partnership of 171 and win the match for the country. Hats off both to both the youngsters.
Shomik, what do you think was the turning point of the match? And of course, talk about the two incredible knocks as well.
So, see, Gagi, before talking about the two incredible knocks, we need to talk about two incredible youngsters who showed they have wise heads on young shoulders. The temperament they showed, the maturity they showed. 32 for 4. Uday Shaharan, the captain, he knew the run rate is under control. Despite slow going initially, he knew the run rate is under control. That with a few blows, with a few big overs, they can get there. So that maturity was shown. The way Sachin Das targeted the weak links of the South African bowling. I mean, initially up front, Las and Mahapaka, they were spitting Benhams. Short ball was working well. The first two wickets fell to short pitch deliveries, and they absorbed the fire. They waited for their opportunities, and they targeted the weak legs in the South African bowling. That showed, and this speaks volumes for the way young cricketers are being nurtured in our country. This is a big testament to that. And not for nothing, we have been making into the under 19 World Cup finals, winning it for fun. At 32 for
Hmm.
4, very few of us thought that we would be able to pull it off. But we did. India did. Because they never gave up. These two young guys, I hope they will have a bright future ahead. They will have a bright future ahead. I hope that. And very impressed with Sachin Das. We know he is a power hitter. A few years back, when he was hitting sixes in a local game in Maharashtra, his bat was checked.
Hmm.
Yeah, people thought if he was using something fishy in his bat, but then again, he is a power hitter. But the maturity, this guy looks at every bit. Uday Sharan looks every bit a budding Test cricketer. If his progress is rightly continued, he will go on. He should go on and play Test cricket for India.
And Ravichandran Ashwin gave a huge compliment to Sachin Das by saying that his bat flow reminds him of Shea Hope. So that's a huge compliment. So hopefully he can, unlike Shea Hope, he can stitch some consistent runs for his state team, and then in future whatever chances he gets for India A, maybe IPL, also looking at his power hitting.
Absolutely. And we have something special prepared for India's win, reminiscing everything that went down in the match last night. Take a look.
India have qualified for the final of the ICC Under-19 World Cup, currently being held in South Africa, as the Blue Coats defeated the host to seal a place in the summit clash. Chasing 245, India found themselves in a spot of bother after they found themselves struggling at 32 for 4 after a fiery opening spell by Quena Mafaka and Tristan Luz. However, skipper Uday Saharan, who has been on fire in the tournament, stepped up alongside one of the stars of the Indian team in the tournament, Sachin Das, who scored a thunderous 96 of 95 to help India win the humdinger. Wearing jersey number 10, Sachin Das has not only the name and jersey but has delivered a performance reminiscent of the legendary Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Das hails from Beed district in Maharashtra and shares a special connection with the cricketing icon Sachin Tendulkar. His father Sanjay Das, an ardent fan of Tendulkar, named him after the cricket legend. Sachin Das showcased his cricketing prowess early on, playing for Kolhapur Tuskers in the Maharashtra Premier League in 2023. Despite a modest start in the initial matches of the tournament, Das has risen to prominence in the Under-19 World Cup. In the crucial matches against South Africa and Nepal, Sachin Das delivered a stellar performances, scoring 96 and a century respectively. Against Nepal, playing at number 5, Das faced 101 balls and smashed 11 boundaries and 3 sixes to reach a total of 116 runs. This innings played a pivotal role as India posted a formidable score of 295 for 8 in 50 overs. Whereas against South Africa, he hammered 96 runs after coming to bat at 4 for 32. Born in Beed, Maharashtra, Sachin Das comes from a family deeply rooted in sports. His father Sanjay Das not only named him after Sachin Tendulkar but is also associated with sports. Notably, Sanjay's wife Surekha Das is an assistant police inspector in Maharashtra Police and was an athlete in her time as well. They both were state level kabaddi players. Sanjay Das also played cricket till the university level. With a shining performance in the Under-19 World Cup, a century against Nepal and a match-winning 96 against South Africa, Sachin Das is attracting a lot of eyeballs. As he continues to make a mark, there is a possibility that he might soon catch the eye of IPL franchisees and national selectors. What do you think about this talent? Do let us know in the comment section below and keep following RevSportz for more.
Shubhan, what factors have contributed to India's consistent success in the Under-19 World Cup this year, particularly in comparison to their opponents?
I think the entire team has lived up to the expectations that we talked about before the start of the tournament with our four episode special show We talked about the bowling department. Soumi Kumar Pandey has been extremely good. 17 wickets in this tournament. Both the pacers, Raj Limbani, Naman Tiwari, have been really impressive. The batting unit have stepped up, lived up to the expectation. Arshin have scored a century. Mushir Khan have scored a century. Mushir has been is one of the highest run scorers in the tournament. And with the bat also, Uday Shaharan, he's, as I said earlier, he has been scoring runs for fun. Sachin Das's ability to finish matches, Avanish, the way he has been finishing matches, although he has not gotten a lot of chances to bat or finish matches for India, but whatever he has done so far, whatever glimpses he has shown, he has been really impressive. So everything collectively, things are going well for India, but one thing which they need to check before the big finale is their running between the wickets. It has been terrible, and it could have costed us the India the match even against last night. So against South Africa. So running between the wickets is something Rishikesh Kanitkar, VVS Lakshman, they all need to sit together and say the boys that chill. You don't need to panic out there. It's if the match is going away, it will go away. But don't run yourself out. It is criminal to run yourself out. But throughout the campaign they have been extremely well, but at the same time, shout out to the South African team as well. By far their best under 19 lot in many years. Kwena Mafaka, 17-year-old left arm pacer, looks a solid talent, and I'm pretty sure he will play for South Africa very soon. His Yorkers are something which reminds me of Mitchell Stark, coming in with pace, already bowls touching 140, 141, strongly built. So Kwena Mafaka is someone who will have a very bright future ahead for South Africa if he keeps himself fit.
And going back to the India versus England Test series, a lot of questions loom over Jasprit Bumrah's participation in the third Test, as reports of him being rested come to light. But will it be the right decision to rest Bumrah? Take a listen.
Hello everyone, this is me Debashis for RevSportz. Obviously I am right now at the Varuna beach enjoying the lovely sea beaches. As far as the Indian team is concerned, there are talks about resting Jasprit Bumrah for the all-important third Test match. We all know that the Indian team bounced back in style after going 1-0 down in Hyderabad. They won the second Test match here in Vizag by 106 runs and leveled the 5-match Test series 1-1. But when it comes to Bumrah, there are talks about Jasprit Bumrah being given a rest for the third Test. But then when it comes, it is part of the team management's decision as part of workload management. But the rest, when it comes to Jasprit Bumrah, obviously the gap between the second and the third Test is almost 9 days, and you have the Test match ending in 4 days, which means an extra day. He has already flown back home, but then it goes to be seen whether Jasprit Bumrah is indeed given a break from the third Test. But it will be a huge setback for the Indian team, given the fact that how he has performed so far in the Test series. Obviously he is the leading wicket taker from both sides when it comes to pacers. He is the only pacer to have taken wickets in double digits. He has in fact taken 15 wickets so far in the series and looked to be the difference between both the sides. But when it comes to Bumrah, it will be a huge setback for India if he misses out the third Test in Rajkot, which gets underway from February 15. But talking about Bumrah, obviously the reverse swing in the spell he bowled in the second Test in Vizag, those 6 wickets for 45 runs, and then following it up with 3 more wickets in the second innings, 9 wickets total in the match for 91 runs. Obviously a man of the match performance, and obviously the key Test match, obviously the all-important Test match in Rajkot, the third Test match. So now that the momentum is with the Indian team, it will be surprising if Jasprit Bumrah does not play that all-important third Test. But obviously one might say that obviously he has been rested just to keep him recharged, because you have the all-important T20 World Cup and also the 5-match Test series against Australia at the end of the year. But we do know that Jasprit Bumrah had a back surgery due to which he missed a considerable time from cricket. He had to miss a considerable time. He had to stay away from cricket. But then now that he is back, he has been in rhythm and looked in great touch, great form with the ball. Obviously, when you consider that the likes of Mohammad Siraj and Mukesh Kumar that has not put up the decent performance when it comes to fast bowling, obviously Bumrah's role becomes even more important. Obviously Mohammad Siraj was also rested in the second Test as part of the workload management. It goes to be seen whether Bumrah too is given a break from the third test. But for India, obviously important will be to win the test series against England, because that win itself will be a huge boost as far as sealing the spot in the finals of the WTC cycle is concerned. Obviously, having made it to the final on back-to-back on 2 occasions, it will be the third time if India does make it to the final of the World Test Championship. But as far as the team management is concerned, there are talks, there are reports that Jasprit Bumrah might be given a rest from the third test as part of workload management. Do let us know what are your views, what are your thoughts if Jasprit Bumrah indeed misses out the third test, given the form he has been in. So this is me, Debashish, signing out for RevSportz from the Varuna beach here in Vizag. Until then, keep watching this space to get all the latest updates throughout our coverage from the India-England series. This is me, Debashish, signing out.
Today, the selectors will meet to discuss the squad for the third test. Shomik, Debashish, what changes are you expecting at this moment?
As far as changes are concerned, we have been saying this, that KL Rahul will come back. So if KL Rahul if he comes back, then I think it will be a 15-member squad. Then they will Sarfraz Khan will have to make way as far as the squad is concerned, because Rajat Patidar will stay. If Virat comes back, then I think Rajat Patidar will also have to make way if Virat comes back. But we don't know as yet, because as far as Virat is concerned, even the BCCI, even the selectors seem to be clueless. It's Virat's call, and he will decide. So basically, these are the changes we have been expecting in the batting lineup, because in the batting lineup, and I hope Washington Sundar will stay, in the sense that Ravindra Jadeja is unlikely to be fit for at least for the next 2 test matches. So from that perspective, Washington Sundar, I expect him to stay in the squad. So it's a pretty simple thing, because if Rahul comes back, then Sarfraz Khan, who has been brought on as a cover, he will have to make a start. I don't think he'll change and drops, and I think he would be given up.
Okay, Debashish, your thoughts?
Obviously, the focus will be on Jasprit Bumrah, whether he is given that break for the third test match. Because obviously that automatically shifts the balance, means changes the balance, because Bumrah has been the difference between the two sides in this test series so far, picking those 15 wickets. And if Bumrah is given a break because of workload management, then obviously the onus will be again on Mohammad Siraj, who hasn't looked that great in that first test match in Hyderabad. And also Mukesh Kumar also had a lackluster performance. So suddenly you will feel a lot of pressure on that Indian fast bowling department. Means obviously, and Bumrah, irrespective of the wicket, irrespective of the conditions, he has been an outstanding bowler, and he has delivered it time and time again. And his record speaks for itself. To 150 odd wickets, 157 on the 8, precisely 27 test matches, second fastest to reach. That speaks volumes. And obviously, and his reverse swing means that paved the way for that downfall in that Australian batting. So I think the selectors definitely. Rohit Sharma was asked in one of the press conferences where Rohit Sharma did say that talking about Virat Kohli, he did say that the selectors will have a word with Virat and they get back to us. Means we still do not know whether Virat will make himself available, whether Bumrah will be rested or not. So these are the few issues, but then definitely, as Shomik said, what we do know is that KL Rahul is all set to make a comeback into the side. Mohammad Siraj also looks like, if Bumrah is rested, then Mohammad Siraj also makes a comeback. So, but else I don't see any changes in that squad.
And Ishan Shahane had the opportunity to speak to Dilip Sarkar recently, and here's a sneak peek into the interview.
I used to stay in Hindu Colony, Dadar, and I played for King George School. And my school has produced almost 10 to 15 test cricketers, right from Madhav Mantri, to so many cricketers, and lots of first-class cricketers. So our school has great history and tradition as far as the game is concerned, and that's how I joined, because it's very it was the Hindu colony itself. And then, of course, I applied for Bombay schools, West Zone schools. At that time, there was no Indian schools those days. Then I joined Podar College. Then I was a captain of Bombay University. I was a captain of Indian universities. And then scored a lot of runs in intercollegiate matches. And at the age of 18, I was picked for the Bombay team. At those days, our team was star-studded team. The likes Gavaskar, Ashok Bankad, Solkar, Ghavri, all the top players, they were there. So the first day I didn't get an opportunity to play in the playing 11, and I was very upset about it because I was very confident that I would do well as anybody in the team. But then I couldn't get myself in the team, and the next day when we were playing Irani Cup match, Ekanath Solkar got injured, and I got an opportunity to play in the team at the playing 11, and I scored 100. In the bargain, I scored seven sixers against Bedi and Prasanna. They were the greatest bowlers those days, and I was very young. And then I got an opportunity to play for India. Then, of course, I scored, I think, 125 against Baroda. Then 100 against touring Sri Lankan team. I was playing for combined world series that time. And that's how I was picked to play for India. And then, of course, my journey started until I started in 76 and till 1992.
Well, that's it from us for this conversation. We're building up to the RevSportz Trailblazers Conclave, and shooters Sift Kaur Samra and Esha Singh will be one of the many athletes at the conclave. Take a look. Until then, stay tuned to RevSportz.
Multiple medals at the Asian Games, and thereafter consistent performances at the international level, she has taken the Indian shooting world by storm. Having qualified for the Paris Olympics, the world is now her oyster. Yes, there are the trials, but few would want to talk against Esha Singh on current form. She has also showed one thing that makes a shooter from good to great, and that is temperament. We have seen that in abundance at the Asian Games and at multiple international competitions. Speaking at the Trailblazers Conclave 2.0 in the presence of the legendary Abhinav Bindra, it will be an interesting experience to have Esha Singh amidst our midst. Presenting to you speaker at the Trailblazers Conclave 2.0, Esha Singh.
Representing India, Sift Kaur Samra.
She was RevSportz Athlete of the Year Female in 2023. Winner of the gold medal at the Asian Games in the 50-meter 3P. With a world record score, Sift Kaur Samra has clearly made a statement. And like she said, she yet again wants to be the RevSportz Athlete of the Year Female in the year 2024. Having qualified for the Paris Olympics, it's very much possible. And if you know Sift Kaur Samra, she will certainly aim for an Olympic medal, and the color will not be the last one, which is a bronze. Sift Kaur Samra was on the verge of becoming a doctor. From there on, her journey to becoming the nation's foremost shooter is a fascinating one. Presenting to you speaker at the Trailblazers Conclave 2.0, Sift Kaur Samra.